Ever feel like you should know more about Elon Musk? You know, Mars guy, electric car king,
Yeah.
the meme lord. It's a lot,
It
right?
really is, yeah. Everywhere, into everything. That's where Walter Isaacson's biography, Elon Musk, comes in. Hundreds of pages, tons of details about the man behind, well, all those headlines.
Exactly. And you know us, we love a good deep dive, so we dug into Isaacson's book, and we're bringing you the good stuff, the how behind Elon Musk, not just the what.
Right, like was he always destined to build rockets and robots or what? What about the way he thinks, how he tackles problems, made him who he is?
Oh, that's the question, isn't it? Well, let's rewind all the way back. Elon's childhood, South Africa,
Hmm.
feels like a movie, right?
Yeah.
Like complicated family, signs of that intense focus, even a little glimpse of, well, the future entrepreneur.
Okay, got this. Honeymoon. Elon's dad, Errol Musk, you won't believe this, spends most of it reading Playboy on the hotel bed. Playboy magazines. Years later, even his mom, May, still seemed kind of baffled by it.
Wow, okay, unconventional honeymoon for sure. But what was it like having Errol Musk as a father? Because Isaacson paints this really complex picture, demanding, sometimes harsh, but also the one encouraging Elon's engineering, his whole engineering mind.
Right, building a lodge together, actual hands-on projects. It's like that nature versus nurture thing. Was he born with this drive, or did those early experiences, even the tough ones, shape his ambition? And in school, same thing. Clear pattern. Physics, programming, anything he was into, boom, mastered it.
Yeah.
But Africans, religion, anything he found meaningless, strategically slacked off.
That reminds me of something Isaacson wrote about Elon's approach to problems. He said, he doesn't accept the constraints most people take for granted. It's like he's been doing that his whole life, you know?
Totally. And that entrepreneur thing, like always there, 12 years old, designs a video game, blaster, codes it himself, gets it published. That's not just messing around, that's a statement.
Talk about a sign. So we've got young Elon, clearly brilliant and restless.
Yeah.
Fast forward to university. What shifts for him during those years?
University for Elon, it wasn't just about, academics, late night debates, the meaning of life, those huge questions. That's where he came alive. Oh, and games, diplomacy. Forget it. He'd analyze every move his friends made, like scarily precise, couldn't turn it off.
There's a scene Isaacson describes. Elon's playing diplomacy with friends, right? They form an alliance, try to outmaneuver him. And Elon just looks at them and goes, what you are doing is irrational. It actually only hurts yourselves,
Right.
even in a game.
Exactly. And it's right around then that the internet, boom, like explodes. Elon's at the University of Pennsylvania, gets into Stanford, PhD program. But instead of diving into, academia, there's this nagging feeling. What if he spends years on research that's just irrelevant in this rapidly changing world?
So ditches the PhD, chases the internet wave with his brother Kimball. And this is where we get the classic startup hustle. Zip2, their company, providing online city guides for newspapers, tiny office, sleeping on futons, showering at the YMCA.
Surviving on Jack in the Box. Cheap, always open.
Dedication. They weren't messing around. All in on the vision.
Yeah.
And it paid off big time. They sell Zip2 over $300 million. What does Elon do? Buys $1 million McLaren F1, fastest production car in the world at the time. Even lets CNN film it. The delivering.
Talk about started from the bottom, now we're here.
Right. But more importantly, this early success, it's huge for Elon. Validates that risk-taking, that self-belief, gives him the freedom to chase even bigger, bolder things.
And that's when things get really interesting.
Yeah.
Because his next move isn't just another startup, it's something else entirely. SpaceX. But before we get to that, there's another side of Elon we got to talk about. The relationships.
Right, because you can't tell the Elon Musk story without the personal life. And let's just say it's as unconventional as his career choices.
Oh, yeah. His first marriage, Justine Musk. Intense from the get-go, multiple proposals. She tries to call it off. He's not giving up.
That same relentless drive, but with love.
And you can see a lot about how Elon operates through their relationship. It wasn't just about a partner. It was about someone who could keep up with that pace, that intensity.
And tragically, early in their marriage, they lose their first child, Nevada. It's heartbreaking, obviously, impacts him deeply. Also leads to this poignant attempt to reconnect with his own father.
Yeah, buys him a house in Malibu, a Land Rover, trying to create that stability, maybe even rewrite some of his own past. But family, it's complicated.
Always. And you can really sense that, Elon wrestling with who his father was, who he wanted him to be.
And meanwhile, he's building PayPal.
Which wasn't just about online payments. It was about disrupting a whole industry, proving things could be faster, more efficient. But it also showed how much Elon clashed with, like, traditional ways of doing business.
Oh, he hated it. Bureaucracy, anything that slowed things down. always pushing for faster innovation, less red tape.
Which, looking back, becomes a defining characteristic, right?
Yeah, totally. And it's during this PayPal time that you see the seeds of his fascination with space travel being planted. He's already revolutionized online payments, but now he's thinking bigger, like way bigger.
What was it about space that captivated him, though? Was it about the technology or something deeper, making humanity multiplanetary?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And one we're going to unpack as we dig deeper into this next chapter. Because with SpaceX, he wasn't just building a company, he was launching a mission, one that would challenge everything we thought we knew about space.
So we left off with Elon, diving headfirst into this world of space, SpaceX. But at the same time, there's this other huge ambition brewing, right? Revolutionizing how we get around, electric cars.
Not just building a better car, though, right? It was bigger than that. Elon saw how traditional car companies, they were stuck in their ways, the processes, the resistance to change. He didn't want to just tweak things. He wanted to flip the whole industry on its head.
Out-innovate, outmaneuver. So he teams up with Martin Eberhard and Mark Tarpenning. They're already making waves with electric car tech, and they set their sights on, get this, the Tesla Roadster.
An electric sports car that could go head-to-head with, the gas guzzlers. Bold move to redefine what an electric car could be.
But, and this is important, this is where Elon's ambition sometimes clashes with reality. Isaacson talks about how the initial goal for the Roadster, keep it around $50,000. But the more involved Elon gets, the sleeker the design, the more power. Those costs, yeah, they start going way up.
Obsessed with every detail, pushing his team to achieve what a lot of people thought was impossible. But it came at a cost, delays, budget, tension within the company.
And it wouldn't be an Elon Musk story without some bold moves. Like, remember when he flew to England, met with Lotus, they were supplying the Roadster's chassis, didn't even tell Eberhard, the CEO.
Oh, yeah, classic Elon. Gets an idea, runs with it. Hierarchies, protocols, doesn't matter as much.
He learned from SpaceX, controlling the supply chain, super crucial. Wasn't going to repeat that mistake. But that hands-on style, the intensity, not everyone's cup of tea.
Definitely created a high-pressure environment you had to keep up. And it led to clashes, especially with Eberhard. Elon starts questioning his management, saying he's too slow, too cautious.
Comes to a head when Musk basically orchestrates Eberhard's removal as CEO. Messy situation, but a reminder that even visionaries, they make mistakes. Leading a company, it's not just about the idea, it's about people. Managing those relationships.
Building the right team who share the vision, but can also, push back a little. That's something Elon's had to learn along the way.
So now he's CEO of Tesla. Pressure's on. Got to launch this Roadster, navigate production nightmares, convince a skeptical world that electric cars are the future.
But he seems to, thrive under pressure, fuels him, draws inspiration from people like Steve Jobs. The design philosophy, keep it simple, elegant, user-focused. Tesla's not just a car company, it's a brand, an experience.
And he obsesses over the details. The Model S door handles, remember that? They pop out when you approach like it's greeting you. The engineers, they thought it was unnecessary. Musk insisted.
Wanted that wow factor, like you're interacting with the future. And his thing with warning stickers, hated those.
Insulting to people's intelligence. Saw one on the Model S sun visor once, just said, get rid of it. People aren't stupid.
Right. Challenging everything. And it's constant. This theme throughout his life makes him fascinating. But it takes a toll. The intensity, the pressure, his personal life, it's a roller coaster. Marriage to Justine ends. He starts dating the actress Tallulah Riley. That was the whole thing.
On again, off again.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, SpaceX is making progress. Falcon rockets. Tesla's developing the Model S, proving electric can be luxurious and high-performing. He's running multiple companies, pushing tech boundaries, but also just dealing with life.
Yeah.
That's a lot for anyone.
It really is. But through it all, those themes we keep seeing. The efficiency obsession, the drive for what's new, pushing himself and everyone around him, doesn't shy away from hard work. And that's part of what makes an Elon Musk.
Last time we were talking about Elon juggling Tesla, SpaceX, pushing those boundaries, electric cars, space. It's like he can't help but think big. Got to tackle those huge challenges, the ones most people wouldn't even,
Right, and it's around then that he becomes more than just a tech CEO. He's this cultural figure, almost. People hanging on his every word, fascinated by his vision of the future. It's a lot.
And then, boom, the whole Twitter thing explodes. 2022, right? Starts with a few tweets, seemed like jokes maybe. Then he's buying the whole company, boardroom drama, lawyers, memes, wild ride.
Total Elon move, though, in a way. He sees a problem, or what he perceives as a problem. In this case, Twitter. free speech. And he doesn't just, complain. He tries to buy the platform to fix it.
Create what he called a digital town square.
Yeah.
All voices, no matter how controversial. Sounds good, but way more complicated, obviously.
Oh, absolutely. The Twitter files. When he released all those internal documents, huge debate about social media's power, free speech versus censorship, the works.
It was like he'd pulled back the curtain, right? Algorithms, shadow banning, everyone was talking about it.
And then those first few months after he takes over, layoffs, constant changes. Remember when he brought those sinks into Twitter headquarters?
Sinks? Wow.
Yeah, bizarre. But it all just added to the whole Elon mystique. Different level, different rules.
Makes you wonder, is he a force for good? Shaking things up? Or is it going to backfire?
That's the question, isn't it? And it's tough. He's a paradox. Brilliant, impulsive, inspiring, and, well,
all at the same time. And through all this, he's pushing the AI stuff, too. Tesla's self-driving, but he's thinking bigger, right? Maximally truth-seeking AI. So advanced, it solves humanity's problems.
It's almost like he's excited and terrified of what AI could do. Even help start OpenAI, make sure we don't accidentally create something that, well,
turns against us, right? But then he's also pouring resources into AI at Tesla.
Sure.
Self-driving cars, sustainable future, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, it's a both.
Isaacson talks about this project at Tesla, this engineer, Deval Shroff, building an AI that learns from human drivers, tons of data to make autopilot even smarter, like ChatGPT, but for cars.
Imagine that. Our cars constantly learning, adapting, maybe even making decisions for us.
That's a whole other conversation.
Right. Then there's Optimus, the humanoid robot. Who else but Elon would be trying to, build a robot workforce?
It seemed crazy at first, but he's serious. Robots doing the dangerous stuff, the boring stuff. Frees humans up for the creative stuff, he says.
Even sees it as a solution for, get this, the declining birth rate. Robot workforce for a future with fewer humans.
Feels like sci-fi. But if there's one thing we know about Elon Musk, never underestimate the ambition.
Exactly. And through all of this, he's a dad now, 10 kids, and dealing with the pressure of being, well, Elon Musk, one of the most famous people on the planet. It's
a lot. So where does this leave us? We explored his childhood, the wins, the losses, his unique way of seeing things. Quite a journey.
It really is. And what's wild is his story's still being written, constantly pushing, changing. Is he a force for good, a disruptor, visionary, provocateur?
Honestly, probably a bit of everything. We gave you the highlights, the key stuff, a glimpse behind the curtain. Now it's up to you to decide what you think of Elon Musk and the future he's building.
Yeah, and here's a thought. Imagine he does achieve all his goals. Humans on Mars, sustainable energy, AI and robots everywhere. What then? Utopia, dystopia, something in between. That's something to think about.
Lots to process.
Yeah.
But that's the beauty of a good deep dive, right? It's just the start of the conversation.
Yeah. Hope this sparks some curiosity, some new ideas, maybe even some good debate.
Until next time. Keep learning, keep questioning, keep diving